Is your bank among the 24 banks that are about to collapse? This is our today's conversation. Now, I'm sure you have come across such a thing in the internet. People claiming that there are 24 banks that are about to collapse. In my opinion, as Kenyans, we have become so good at spreading wrong information, taking a piece of information, interpreting in our own way, and spreading it to other people, trying to interpret it to other people. And it's so unfortunate that as long as you have a smartphone, you have internet connectivity, you can spread whatever information that you want without any restriction. Now, I'm sure you have come across a post of someone speaking about 24 banks that are about to collapse, and I have seen them. I have seen the comments of people. Everyone is asking, give us the list of the 24 banks that are collapsing. Is this bank safe? Is this particular bank safe? Is this particular bank in the 24 banks that are about to collapse? But among all those people, all the creators of the videos that I have seen, none of them has provided a list of the 24 banks that are about to collapse, and none of them has confirmed the quoted banks, whether they are safe. And it's unfortunate that we are giving not uninformed, those Kenyans who may not really be able to understand where the information is coming from. I feel like we are giving them unnecessary tension, like getting to think that the banks that they hold an account is collapsing tomorrow. Now, I want us to have a very sober discussion regarding the whole scenario of the 24 banks and the whole issue of these banks collapsing. Now, where is this information coming from? Allow me to read a report here from the Treasury, that is the Central Bank of Kenya, and this is the source of the information where this is the source of that information that 24 banks are about to collapse. And I believe that is something that we can call selective hearing. Like among the whole report, you just pick that point of 24 banks collapsing, and that is what you decided to amplify. You are not giving any background information regarding the collapse of the banks. Now, the report reads, I'm reading a post by the Nation Media Group, of course, about whatever was reported by the Central Bank of Kenya. And the post reads, the article reads, the government will once again attempt to raise commercial banks' core capital requirements from the current minimum of shillings 1 billion in what is likely to trigger another wave of mergers and acquisitions of small lenders. This is part of the changes aimed at strengthening the banking sector, with the Central Bank of Kenya, the banking sector regulator, also planning to reviewing licensing fees for commercial banks and mortgage financiers. In the 2024 draft budget policy statement, the National Treasury said the review of minimum capital level is aimed at strengthening the banks and increasing their capacity to finance large projects. The core capital is aimed at reducing the risk of bank failure, with institution holding more of this buffer seen as less susceptible to collapsing. Now, that is the origin of the 24 banks collapsing, and definitely no name has been mentioned of which bank will collapse, and that's why even the creators who are focusing on that part of 24 banks collapsing, they are not able to provide a list of the banks that are collapsing. So don't bother trying to ask them whether this bank is safe, whether this other bank is safe. Even themselves, they don't have a list of the banks that are collapsing, and there is no list that have been prepared of the banks that are going to collapse, because that is just a figure that was given of those banks that have a low core capital, and maybe the central bank or the Kenya Bankers Associations predict that those 24 banks may not be able to raise their core capital to the required amount. Now, what is core capital? So, like, simply, core capital is that amount that a bank, the minimum capital a bank should have, that will enable that banks to execute its operation, absorb losses, and continue operating. So, and that is why the report says that this is just a step of trying to make the banking sector more stable. Like, raise the core capital, that bank can be able to absorb more losses and continue operating. And so that does not mean that any bank is set to collapse. So don't have unnecessary tension, feeling that maybe the bank where you hold your account is not safe. The other question that we need to ask ourselves, is this the first time that that this core capital thing is being raised? And you can search for information and you get to discover that this is not the first time that the central bank is raising the core capital of the commercial banks. The core capital of commercial banks was raised in a period between 2007 and 2012. Initially, it was Kenya shillings 2 million, and it was raised to Kenya shillings 1 billion, which is the current requirement. That is Kenya shillings 1 billion. And the proposed core capital is Kenya shillings 20 billion. Like before 2007, for you to open a bank and start operating, you required a capital of 250 million. From 2007, you required a capital of 1B. So from the proposed increase, for you to open a bank and get to operate, you'll need a minimum core capital of 10 billion for you to start operations. So this is not the first time that the core capital is being raised. So that is another reason that you should not get so much into tension and keep camping on those videos, comments, asking whether this bank is safe, whether this bank is safe. It is just a test that has been thrown to the banks that has a core capital of below 10 billion. They need to think of ways of how they will be able to fund their core capital to go to above 10 million. So above 10 billion, sorry. So a bank may currently have a core capital of less than 10B, but they will be given a test whether they can be able to raise their core capital to 10 billion. And this is not something that will happen overnight. So don't have pressure with wanting to know whether your bank is safe or not. Like, the central bank will not wake up tomorrow and say that every bank that do not have a core capital of 10 billion should not open its doors on Monday. It is not something that will happen overnight. Let's try and see the last time that this happened. How long were the banks given to raise their core capital to the new required threshold? So we have seen that it was proposed in 2007 and the deadline was 2012. So I have a report by the Kenya Bankers Association, and it reads, the new capital requirement was to be met progressively as follows. That is Kenya shillings 350 million by 31st December 2009, Kenya shillings 500 million by 31st December 2010, Kenya shillings 700 million by 31st December 2011, and 1 billion by December 2012. So you see, banks had a period of a whole is it 5 years to raise their core capital to the required threshold. So I'm sure that even if this proposal is effected, it will not be an overnight thing that like if this bank does not have a core capital of 10 billion, it should close. So nothing should worry you about this whole scenario. There are no 24 banks that are collapsing. It is just a test that that has been thrown to them. If they survive, they move on. If they don't survive, like if a bank does not have options of funding their core capital to the required amount, now they need to get creative and get to find other ways, and that's where the story of banks being acquired by other banks will come in. Banks having to merge with other banks will come in, and we all know that even if banks were to be acquired, even if banks were to be merged, your money will not be lost. There is a well laid down procedure on whatever happens when it comes to stories to do with merging, stories to do with acquisition. Like I think that one of the acquisition that has happened lately, I think that is in 2023. Equity Bank acquired Spire Bank, and it is a process where acquisition is a process where a bank will take both assets and liabilities of that bank. So Equity Bank took the deposit that were held by Spire Bank. Equity Banks took the loans that had been advanced by Spire Bank and became part of their figures. So the only difference that the customer felt, maybe it is the experience that they were getting from Spire Bank, the account numbers got to change, but nobody lost their money. When it comes to mergers, mergers is just that Bank A merges with Bank B to form a stronger bank that will now be able to have the minimum required threshold. Like a very common bank that you can know that is a merger is NCBA. NCBA was a merger between two banks. So if the banks where you operate your account will not be able to raise the 10 billion core capital, that bank will not collapse. It will have the option of being acquired by another bank, or having to merge with other banks to form a stronger brand that will have the required amounts. Now, for you to know whether your bank is among the banks that are likely to merge, or I don't want to use the word collapse, whether they are it is among the banks that may be required to merge or to be acquired, you can just go to the websites. Maybe may it be the Central Bank of Kenya, the KBA, get to see all those requirements. Other than the minimum core capital, there are some other ratios. We will hear core capital to risk-weighted asset ratio, core capital to total assets, such. There are some ratios that a bank should hold. So just go to the website, get the ratios, go to your bank latest financial statements. You can check the Q3 2024 statement. See the ratios and get to see whether your bank has attained the required threshold. But your bank is not collapsing tomorrow, so no need of unnecessary tension. Such changes are not based this is not a thing that maybe the central bank just woke up and decided. If you are so much interested in the issue, there's something. There is an international body that governs or controls the entire banking sector, and you'll go and read and you'll hear things like Basel 1 committee, Basel 2 committee, sijui Basel 1 accord, Basel 2 accord. This is where such ratios are proposed, and it is the responsibility of the Central Bank of Kenya to implement the international ratios in Kenya. So it is not a thing just Governor CBK ameamua tu akakuja kusema. So it is for Kenyan banks to be in line with the international standards that are just in effort of protecting the customers and making the banking sector so stable. So the other thing I have seen in the comments of the videos of the 24 banks collapsing is people saying sijui serikali inataka kureduce competition. Sijui wengine wanasema this is where JP Morgan comes in. Yes, there might be some political interest in the issue. I don't want to talk about it, but I think we are touching so much everything to politics and even failing to reason well. I don't see how JP Morgan, an international bank, will come to compete with these banks that have not attained a core capital of 10 billion. JP Morgan is an international bank, and if you get to read, JP Morgan is not coming to do banking in Kenya. They are just having a representative office in Kenya in their pursuit to get to explore Africa. They already have an office, I think, in South Africa, in Nigeria. I think Kenya is that country where they having a representative office. And if you get to understand the whole concept of banking more and more, you'll get to realize that many banks in Kenya rely on banks such as JP Morgan, Citibanks when it comes to doing international transactions. So it has a lot of relations with Kenyan banks. So ideally, I think it will just ease the relationships between the Kenyan banks and JP Morgan, and JP Morgan for those banks that use JP Morgan as the intermediary bank. And I don't think raising core capital has anything to do with sijui lowering competition for JP Morgan, an international bank. So relax, your bank is not collapsing tomorrow.